So today let's begin with the concept of merging. Yesterday we have started with branching and merging, right? We have started creating branches and we have also seen the concept of simple merge. Today we'll see another scenario where you have a merge with conflict. Okay, let us try to understand the scenario. I'm actually on a master branch. Let me show you. Yeah, I am on the master branch actually. Okay. Yeah. So here, yeah, let me create a new file here on this master branch. Okay, already there were 3 files and 3 commits on master. Git log 1 line. So there were 3 commits. Now I'm going to create a new file here. File 4.txt. Okay, that's a new file. So what we should do when we create a new file? What is the next step?
Git add.
Add, right? I have to add this. Yeah, git commit. Let's say 4th file on master. I'm just giving the messages. Okay, done. All good. Now I have 4 files and if I see I'll have 4th commit now. So which is all as expected. Okay, fine. I'm working on master. Now I have to do some work on B1. So I want to get into B1. How to switch the branch? How to go to B1 branch?
Checkout.
Git checkout B1. Right? Switch the branch, go to B1 branch. And here, if you see, I have 3 files and I have the 3rd commit as well. 1 line. Yeah, excuse me. Git log 1 line. So, okay, fine. Now, let's say I'm on B1 branch. I have a requirement here. I'm creating a new file here, like file 4.txt. Okay. And here I'm writing file created on B1. Okay. So git add file for git commit -m on B1 branch, right? So I'm just making this file, creating a new file over here. So on committed this. So let's see, like I will be having here its status, repository is clean, and I have 4 files here. And also I would have 4 commits. Right? So work is done here. I'm done here. Now let's say this B1 is for temporary purpose. I have made some file, made some changes. Now I want to integrate the changes of B1 to master. How to do that?
Merge.
First, let's go to master. Okay, how to do that? First, go to master branch where I want to integrate. Hit checkout master. Right? So now what is the command? How to integrate changes from one branch to another.
Merge B1 master.
Git merge source destination. Source is all
Merge source is B1, destination is master, right?
master.
So what happens now? Can I merge it? If I do this, what happens now?
Yeah, file from B1 files to master.
There will be two conflict will come because file for present in master also. File for data in master is different than file for data present in B1. So both will be merged into one file data in the master file, file 4.
Let's see.
Conflicts.
See, whenever I
Conflict.
did this, it is saying auto merging failed. Means automatic merge failed. It can't merge it. And there was a conflict. Okay, automatic merge failed. And okay, how to fix this conflict, I'll talk about it later. First, let's understand why we got the conflict. What is the reason for conflict? First, let's analyze this backend scenario before we proceed. Anyone, what is the reason for conflict?
Same file existing in both the branches, right?
Is it just same file, that's all?
Modification was done, modification was done on the same line.
Okay. And let's see why we got the conflict. Generally, people think it's the same file. Yes, it's the same file. It's one of the reason, but it's not the only reason. Okay, there is another reason you get the conflict. Let's see. What we did first, we went to master branch. Okay, first step, listen here, follow this carefully. First step is we went to master branch, created file 4 on master branch. Okay, you created file 4 here and made some commit. Let's say commit A. This commit A, is it available on B1 branch?
No, that is different.
That's not available, right? Okay, fine. Then
Yeah.
what we did, we came here, created again this file 4 on B1 and we made a new commit here, which is called commit B. Is this commit B available on master?
No.
Definitely no. Okay, fine. So if you see the log history of file 4, you can also check the history in each file, log of each file. This is commit B, this is commit A, correct? Log history, commit history of file 4 is this one. It is like this. Okay, now I want to merge. I want to merge. The meaning of merge is integrate changes from one branch to another. Here, integrating changes from B1 to master. Okay, this is called merging. You bring changes from one branch to the other branch. Integrate changes from B1 to master branch, which is merge. Now, whenever you are doing this merge, okay, the concept is whatever commits here means if you look into the commit history, okay. So the concept of merge is this B commit means commit history of B1 should come and sit here, right? Means, does it mean that it should override this one and keep only B? Isn't it? Yeah, the meaning of merge is it should bring changes from B1 into master. Means should it keep, it should bring, let's imagine it's a box. It should keep B. It means that the existing one will be overrid. Or else if it want to just keep A, right, and ignore B. Can it do that, right? Should it do this? So Git has a confusion, right? Whether to keep both or whether to ignore one and keep both, because Git is after all a tool. It cannot decide. Because again, I'm telling the concept of merge is bring the changes from B1 to master. Bring the changes from B1 means B1 is having only B commit. It doesn't have A, right? If it has A, it can bring both, but it doesn't have A. So it should overwrite A and keep B, or else it should overwrite B and keep A. I mean, ignore B and keep A, or else which one it should keep? It has a question, it has a dilemma, and it arises a conflict, right? There is a dilemma. Git can't decide which one to keep, which one to ignore. Git is after all a tool. So it is informing you in the form of a conflict. And what is the reason? Reason is if source branch is missing some commits which are there on destination. This B commit is missing, this one. See, I wrote here X if it is missing. A commit is missing on source. That's the reason for conflict. Let's suppose you have a commit here. Okay. Here, this is the log history of this file. Let's imagine, okay, somehow it has got A also. Now you added new commit. When you merge in this case, will you get a conflict? Because AB will come and sit here, no problem. A is already there. Right? You don't get a conflict. So the reason for conflict is I'm writing it so that you can recollect and analyze. If source is, of course, one reason is same file. Another reason is same file. And if source is missing commits which are on destination, then you get a conflict plus same file. If it is only same file, you will not get conflict. I'll talk about that also. Is this clear for everyone? This is scenario 1. Where you get a conflict. How to fix it, I'll tell you, but understood the reason?
Yeah, one second. So B file source commit is missing
B
in
is a
A
commit.
file.
B is a commit ID. B is
A is
not
the
a file.
Okay, A is the
File
commit.
4 is the file.
Okay. Okay.
Next question.
When source is committed, it means it becomes a local. It comes to a local repository.
These are
Then the
two
merging.
branches. Source means source branch. Source
Source.
branch. Destination branch. I'm talking about if source branch misses some comments which are there on destination branch.
Okay.
Next question, please.
You mean if here, if B1 is missing some commits which are there in the master, right?
Hmm.
While merging.
Yes.
Oh.
On that same file. File name, that's first reason. Second reason, this should also be there. If it is simply file name, you will not get a conflict. File name plus that source branch is missing some commits on that file, which are there on destination. Here, if you take file 4, there is a commit called A on destination, which is not there on source branch. Commit A of file 4 is missing from source branch. And whenever you are merging, you get the conflict. This is the reason. See, because if only it has got B. When you merge, B should come and sit here, means it should overwrite A commit. It will not do that. But if let's say if both are there, both will come and sit here, no problem, no need to overwrite or anything, right? Imagine the box should come and sit here and overwrite, or else only one thing should be there. You are bringing from B1 to master. Let me give you another example. Let's say there is file 1 on master. Okay. You made a commit here, fine. Then you made B1 branch. Let's suppose then you made B1 branch. Obviously, you will have this commit A, correct? Yeah. Then you are making some commit B here on the same file. Then you merge. Will you get a conflict? Understood. Will you get a conflict here? Same file.
No.
No.
Because
Only
A
So,
commit.
this
So
is the scenario without conflict.
so this is maybe just as a layman question. Only for untracked things it will give a conflict, or when the
For
commit happens, it will be
For untracked, you will never have a commit. I'm talking about commit ID.
okay. ID. Okay.
See, always whenever you are merging, committed changes will be merged. And also whenever you are merging, you will never merge the files. Merge file 1 to file 1 from B1 to no. You will never merge the files. You will never merge the untracked things. You merge the commits. It always works with respect to the commits. Commit IDs, I mean. A, B are commit IDs here. So second scenario clear, everyone? Can you raise your hands if second scenario is clear for you all?
1 second. In file, so file one, both are same, right? In master and B1. And file one commit number will be different and file in B1, file one commit will be different, right? Commit IDs will be different, right? They won't be same. Data might be same.
Why commit ID here? The scenario is file 1 is created on master, which is A. Then I made a
Yeah.
branch B1, it has got same commit A. Then on B1, I made new commit B. Now I am merging. This is the second scenario. Where is the new commit ID, different commit ID coming?
File one in another branch now. Under
First,
B1 is another.
let's talk about this scenario. Is the second scenario clear? You are talking about something, some other different scenario. I'll come to that.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about two scenarios, scenario 1, scenario
Mhm.
2. Were these two clear for you all?
Okay.
Please raise your hands if it is clear. Put thumbs up if these two are clear. I'll talk about other scenarios from people. A quick response will help me. It will help
Preeti,
entire match.
could you please repeat that first one? Source is missing commits
This
which are
one,
there on.
first scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with
Okay.
with
I'm
an example.
repeating here. See, first one, you are having a file 4 on master. Okay, you made some commit there. Already B1 branch is there by then. So obviously you will not have this commit on B1. Correct? That's the first step. Here I have given number 1. Is that first point clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then on the second step, I went to B1 branch, made another commit on, okay, made a new file 4, and made a commit called B. Right?
Okay.
So if you see the commit history of file 4 on B1, you will see only this one, commit B, right?
Mhm.
And here the commit history would be commit A of file 4.
Yes.
If I am merging now, this B commit means this box, okay, should come into the master branch. This one should come into the master branch. Means, does it mean that it should override the existing one which is there here, which is with A? Or else should it ignore B and should it keep A? Which one should it keep? Git has a dilemma. Why are we seeing this? Because it's missing this commit A here. Let's suppose it has got this way. Means let's imagine it has got A also here somehow and then B. Then when you are merging, will you get a conflict? Because A is
No.
already there. Now only the new thing should be merged.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Imagine whenever you're merging from source, it should come into destination. It should come in only this box should come, or else this box should come. Right? If A is already there, if this yellow box comes into master, you don't have a problem. But if it doesn't have A, and only if this box comes and tries to override the existing one, that will be a problem, right?
Yes. How to get that A into B1?
Why do you need A into B1?
Because this conflict should not come, right?
Conflicts
Initially, while
are, okay, let me tell you. Conflicts are not something you should avoid. Okay, they are nothing wrong. They are good actually. They are telling you they're not overwriting the things. That's what we need Git for, right? If it just overwrites or if it eliminates or ignores, it doesn't, there's no point of using it. Conflicts are not something which you should avoid. That's a way Git works. You can resolve the conflict. How to fix the conflict, we will see.
Thank
You
you.
don't need to avoid it. But yeah, if you have A there, you will not get a conflict. But you don't need to have A there just to avoid the conflict. There is another way to resolve these conflicts. Once you get conflict is Git is informing you. Okay, this is happening. See here, please fix it. Git is telling you. Okay, it's a good thing. How to fix this, I'll tell you. So anyone else still with the first scenario?
Hi, Preeti. So whenever we want to do this merging, then whatever that is there in the destination and we just need to put it in the source and then we merge and it will merge, right? Without
No,
any problem.
not required. The same way you can merge
Okay.
and you will get a conflict. Then we fix the conflict.
Oh, we need to fix it. Oh,
That is the same question of Kavya. She was Kavya or someone, sorry. And that's what she was asking. Should we put A back into B1 then merge it? Not required. You merge this way. This is correct only. You get a conflict. But how do you handle this is what we have to look into. Second scenario, no conflict scenario. Same file, but no conflict. Understood the difference between scenario 1 and scenario 2? A quick response will help me. Six participants raise the hands. Thank you. How about others? Are you all there? 7, 8. Please keep the response for a few minutes, okay? How about others? Any questions or doubts not clear? 9 people. How about others? I
Yes.
want response from everyone. If not clear, please let me know. So this is the reason for conflict. And then this is a without a conflict. Okay, like if you have same file, need not be necessarily always you get a conflict. If source is missing any commit, then you will get a conflict. Yesterday, we have seen this second scenario actually. That's why you did not get a conflict. You have some commits on master. I made B1 branch. Obviously, those commits are there. Then I made some additional branch, then merged. Same files were there, but you did not get conflict. Correct? That's a fast forward merge or automatic merge. Now, can we go for resolving the conflict? Good to go. Okay. So whenever you get a conflict, okay, your file on the destination branch, you get the conflict, right? See, file 4 is the one I'm getting conflict. You will see like this. This is nothing but contents of master. This is contents of other branch. Git doesn't know what to keep. It is giving you options. You keep only the current changes of master. You keep only incoming changes of a P1, or you keep both, or you compare them. You have different options. You can select them. Okay, that you have to make changes. Whenever you get a conflict, you have to edit this file. You have to decide which changes to keep, which not. Because see, Git is after all a tool. Git can't decide. That's why Git is giving you a conflict. It doesn't know whether to keep changes of only master, or else it can't decide whether to keep changes of only B1. And hence it throws this conflict. As a user, as the owner of this file, you can decide which changes to keep, which changes not to. Means you can edit this file. Okay, this is one more advantage of this VS Code editor or other editors, which provide you with these options like this. Okay, if you don't use any editors, if you just use some notepad, let me open the same file in a notepad. Do you see the notepad? Here also same content, but you don't see options like that to accept incoming changes and all. It will be difficult to edit this way, right? Line by line, you have to edit when the files are huge. Yeah, that's the advantage. One more advantage of these editors. They can help you resolve these conflicts much better. So I can choose as a person, as a owner of these files, I can decide whether to keep both or whether to keep only changes of master or changes of B1 or both. I want to keep both. See, if I select it, file becomes like this, means I'm just simply editing the file. Save it. Whenever you edit a file, what you have to do in Git, whenever you modify any file, what should we do?
Commit. Git commit.
Right, you have to comment, that's all. Whenever you, you edit your file like how you want it to be, and then commit the result. Let's say resolve the conflict. That's how you resolve the conflicts. That's it. Edit the file, decide what changes to keep, and then commit the result. That's all done. That's how you resolve the conflict. Conflict is resolved. It is clean. Now the file have both the lines because I choose this way. This file is having 2 lines now in master. What would be the content of this file on B1? Anyone, what would be the content of this file on B1?
It will be there as it is.
B1. How come
Um,
B1 modified? B1 is the source branch. After merging, what is the branch that gets effect?
Master.
The master.
Master
Destination.
destination branch will get effect, right? So that these are the changes on master. If you just go to B1, okay, I switch the see, file 4 is having only its own content because I did not merge on B1, I merged on master.
yes.
The destination branch will be affected, not the other branches. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, that is about the concept of branching and merging. Now I'm getting these conflicts within my own repository, local repository. I'm getting conflicts within my local repository from different branches. Similarly, you may get conflict from remote, from others also. In the day one we were talking about, right? Like multiple people can work on the same file, right? Here I got a conflict within my local itself. Similarly, you will get a conflict from remote as well, from some other person as well. Okay, how to fix it and all we will see. We will see those scenarios also. And remind you, we did not go to remoted, we are still on local. Okay. So that's about the conflict. Can we go for the next scenario or any questions, confusions before we get on? Good to go?
Priti,
Hmm.
one doubt. File 4 we merged from branch B to branch 1 to master where we got conflict and resolved it.
Hmm.
Again, if I merge the file, same file from master to branch also, will I get conflict or it will be resolved automatically?
Now you want to merge? After
Sorry, merge
merging
from
from
master to,
B1 to master, we merged from
yeah,
B1 to master. Now again
yeah,
you want to merge from master to B1?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Why? Because I need master content also in B1.
If you want to do that, the same logic. Check the commits of B1, master, check the commits of B1. If it is missing, if master is the,
Mhm,
master will be the source. If master is
mhm.
missing any commits which are there on B1, you get a conflict. Like git log one line. This is log of B1. Okay. Now let's check the
Okay.
log of master. Okay. Now you want to bring from this is a source. Okay. From here to here, right? B1.
Yeah.
So if you
Mhm.
see here, you have got 254. This is missing where you have made this commit here. And then this is the one. So if you look into a particular file, these are all the same files, right? Git log. If you want to check the log of one file, this is how you do. File 4. Git log file 4. But it is saying unknown revision or part in the working tree. 1 second. That's a G shell. Let me use the bash shell. Git log. Okay, first git status. Git log one line. Git log file 4. You can check the log of the particular file.
Should you use txt, .txt?
Yeah, the extension is missing. It
Oh,
seems.
okay. Yeah. File name. Okay. It's not taking one line with this. Yeah. File name. You will see the commit of this particular file. And we are on B1, right? Okay, that's a B1. Here, this way it's not working. Again, go to master. Simple log is working if you give branch name, but it's not working. Yeah, I switched to master. So you have 3 commits on here and you have this commit here on B1. So your source is this one. Source is not missing any commits in this case,
Mhm.
right? Who asked this question?
Yeah.
May I know who is this?
Karthik.
Okay. So source is not missing any commits. It has additional commits, but it's not missing whatever in destination. CB6 is there. You don't get a gun.
Mhm.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
See, whenever you are doing hands-on, I'm again repeating, watch the recording and do the hands-on. Simultaneously also you can do if you are comfortable, but do the same scenarios first. Then definitely you'll have these scenarios, like something might be in your mind, like what if I do this way? What happens if I do this way? Try out those things. Okay, experiment, try out, explore those things. But after doing whatever we did here, because you need to have a clarity before trying those things. Okay, then try out any questions, get back to.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So that's about branching and merging. Try out, like I said, check from your end, do the hands-on so that you'll get more visibility. Now let's talk about another scenario called stash. This is another interesting scenario. Okay. Let's suppose I'm taking an example. Let's say you are on master branch. Okay, you are making some files here, or else already, let's say there were some files, file 1, file 2 are there. There is a requirement. I'm making changes to both these files. Work is in progress. I'm working on both these files. And those changes are unstaged. Means what? Where are those changes? Unstaged means?
Not both.
Working directly.
Directory. So both
Yes.
file 1 and file have unstaged changes. They are in the working directory. So I'm making modifications to this these changes. And then once these changes are done, like I'm making some changes. And once these changes are done, I want to move it to local. But meanwhile, there came some priority tasks. There came some emergency tasks. I should make some changes to file 3, commit this, and push to remote as well. Okay, so okay, I left this work. I just came to this file 3 and making some changes. And whenever I'm trying to add and commit, it will be always saying that file 1, file 2 are there, unstaged changes, please add and commit. Your repository cannot be clean, correct? Agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it will
will
be
Yes,
be
yes.
talking
local
about
repository.
you have file 1, file 2, please add and commit. I can't add and commit because they're incomplete. I can't I can't move them to local. I can't move them to remote because they're incomplete. Incomplete changes might corrupt the project. I don't want to do it. At the same time, I don't want to discard them, right? I don't want to lose them because maybe half of the work is done, work is almost going to be complete. I can't discard them. But it will always prompt us this way. Your repository can never be clean without those changes. You can't discard them, you can't move them. And always the best practice is keep your repository clean before you commit to local or before you push to remote, or else before you merge, keep those branches, keep the repository clean. But I can't clean it without discarding them. I can't clean it without adding them. So what should I do? And then I can do one thing. I can put this work, which is work in progress, onto some temporary shelves for hold for some time. There are some temporary shelves where you can move this unstaged work from the staging area. This is important. Unstaged work from this working directory can be moved to some temporary shelves, which is called stash. This is nothing but stash. Okay, so repository becomes clean. I can continue other priority tasks, and once I'm done with them, I can bring those changes back from temporary shells, which is called unstash. Got it? I can get them back. This is called stash and unstash. Any unstaged work from the working directory can be stashed to some temporary shelves. Okay, that's just a virtual shelves, virtual layer. And again, you can bring it back. Let me show you with the hands-on so that you can get better visibility. Okay, let's say I'm on which branch. You can do it on any branch. Okay, I'm on branch master, which is fine and everything is clean. Okay, let's say I'm making some changes to file 1. Okay, I just made some change to file 1. You can modify any number of files. Okay. Okay, now if you do git status, what would be the message of git status? What it would show?
Two of them will be not
Yeah,
connected.
untracked chain.
Untracked chain.
Not untracked. They are not new
Unstaged.
files, right?
Unstaged status.
Unstaged, changes not staged,
Oh, yeah.
file 1, file 2. It will
Git
show.
commit. So
Huh?
git add. It's in working directory.
Yeah, it's in the working directory and those are unstaged changes.
Yeah. So we'll add git add so that it will move to the staging area.
We can
Yeah.
add.
Hmm.
I did not understand your question. Are you asking something? Sorry, I did not get your question. So git status, when you see, you are seeing those two files, file 1 and file 2. Okay, they are having unstaged changes, okay, which are in the working directory. Now, whenever, like if I want to do anything else, I want to commit other changes and all, it will always prompt me this way. But I don't want to commit them, right? I don't want to add and commit because they are only halfway through. I have other prior tasks. I have to commit file 3, file 4, and so on. So I want to keep this unstaged work onto temporary shell. Simply run the command git stash. So whenever you do git stash, what happens? See the status. See, your working tree is clean. And when you open those files, second line is not there. Do you see that? Yeah, what happened to those unstaged changes? Were they gone? They were moved to temporary shelves. How do you see that? Git stash list. Okay, you will see every stash, whenever you run stash command, a stash ID will be created. If you want to see what changes were stashed, git show the stash number. Stash numbering starts from 0. That's called index number. Indexing starts from 0. Second time if you stash, it will be stash 1 and so on. See, it shows you what changes were stashed, what files were stashed. File 1 was stashed. Second line, it's showing this plus. This is stashed. This second line on second file is stashed. Got it?
Preeti, if I have to stash only particular files, because if I don't want to stash file 2, here if you use stash, both of them will get go
We
to
will
the
see
stage,
that
right?
also. Okay, that's called partial stash. We'll come to that point.
So if we want to commit, we need to unstash and commit it, or it will commit directly in stash status.
Okay. See here, these two files were stashed, right? I don't have those changes here, right? So when you see do git status, are you seeing anything? So how do
No.
you commit that? Later on, let's say file 3 is
No.
there. If you want, you
Yeah.
can commit that. Okay. Is this much clear? Stashing clear, moving changes from working directory to temporary shelf.
So
Now,
this, Preeti, this is also part of architecture stash? In the initial architecture, we see that working directory, next staging.
no. This is just a virtual layer. This is not in the architectural diagram.
Okay.
It's just like in your working directory, I mean in your local repository, that's like a virtual layer, virtual folder.
So where can we consider this position is between working directory and staging, or working directory, or between local repo, where this
Let's say
comes?
working directory, it is moving to some temporary shelf. Totally different, temporary shelves. You can't see that. So just imagine it's a virtual layer. It is not going to staging area also, right? So it should be, you can imagine it like a before staging only.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and now if I want to get the changes back, how do you get the changes back? Git stash pop stash number. Get the stash number again. When you do stash list, you get the stash number. Okay. Git stash pop stash number. Okay. Right. So here you can see changes not staged. You got your changes back again. What this pop will do, it will bring the changes back to temporary shells. Do you see here? I mean, back to your working directory, second line. Here also they came up. And also pop will drop the stash. Drop the stash means it will delete from temporary shelves. If you see the list, there's nothing. Means it's cleaning up the temporary shelves as well. Understood stash and unstash? I'm repeating the scenario again. I'm stashing again. Okay, I have two unstaged files. Means changes in two files which are unstaged. I'm stashing. So see, I lost everything from here. It will be stashed. In here you can see. Now if you want to unstash, stash pop. There is another way to unstash. Stash apply. This will also unstash. But what is the difference between stash pop and stash apply? Stash pop will bring the changes from temporary directory to working shelves, and also it will clean up that temporary shelves. See, it dropped. Whereas apply, it will bring from temporary shelves into working directory, but it will also keep it in the temporary shelves. The reason why you need it, I'll tell you, but got the difference between pop and apply?
Yeah.
Yeah, functionality wise difference you understood. I'll tell you the scenario why you should do this. Okay, I got it. Now I got the changes back. But temporary shelves are not cleaned. If you see here. Yeah, you can see that still on the temporary shelf. Right? That is the difference between pop and apply. Pop will unstash and it will also clean up the temporary shelves. Apply will unstash, but it will not clean up the temporary shelves. Why you need it is, maybe if you want to continue this incomplete work on some other branches, you can unstash into that branch as well later on. Stash is repository level. You may go to some other branch like B2 and unstash there. Right? Understood?
Sorry. Priti, can you repeat the last sentence? Stash will work.
Stash will work like you, it is a repository level, means you have stashed from here, right? It is here in this copy, okay? You can now, let's say you want to get this work into some other branch and continue the incomplete work in that branch. Let's say you have some other branch B2 or B1. You may go there and unstash this one. Means get into that branch and work on that separate branch with that incomplete or halfway done changes.
So stash is not at a branch level. It's a global level.
It's a repository level. Yeah.
Repository. Yeah. Okay.
That's why you sometimes do stash apply so that you'll have it on temporary shelves. Any other branches can get that and continue that one. That's where you do apply, or else you can do pop if you don't want to maintain in the temporary shelves. Are we good? Stash pop, stash apply differences.
Yeah.
And yeah, see, here are the changes. Okay, I want to unstash again. I'm sorry, stash again. I can simply do stash. But whenever I do this stash, whatever changes I have, whatever files I have, like I have two files, two files which have unstaged changes. Whenever I stash, every file is being stashed. Means changes in every file is being stashed. Right? But I want only a particular file. Let's say only file 1 should be stashed. File 2, I can keep it and I can commit here. So what I can do, if you want to do a particular file stash, it's called partial stash or specific file stash with the -p flag. Git stash -p. Okay, when you run this, what happens? Git stash -p. Right? It will ask you on each file, which file you want to stash. See, this is file 1. Yes, I want to stash. See, now it's asking file 2. I don't want to stash. Okay, now if you see, do you see that file 2 is still there on the working directory? Only file 1 was stashed. Right, this is the new stash it got created. This is old one, I did not delete it, right? So this is the one. So whichever you want to unstash, you can do pop this number or this number. Those changes will be moved to working directory. Right? And yeah, if you want to unstash, git stash pop, stash 0 or stash 1. How do you know what are there in stash 0? Git show stash 0 or git show stash 1. Then you know what changes are there and then you can stash pop or stash apply. Am I making sense? Is that clear?
Yeah.
And yeah, here, let's say I don't want to unstash, means I don't want to bring it to temporary shells. Also, I want to clean it. You can also remove it from temporary shells without unstashing using stash drop. I did not unstash, rather I just cleaned it up directly. Maybe I don't want it. And if you want to remove everything from temporary shelves, stash clear. Multiple things can be cleared with this. Only one particular stash you can do drop. Or oh, yeah, this is pop, apply, drop, clear, partial stash. What is stash pops? Stash pop will do? It will unstash plus delete from temporary shells. That's pop. Apply. This will also unstash, but it will not delete from temporary shells. This is partial stash. This is for stashing a specific file. Okay, drop will simply delete that particular stash, that stash number from temporary shells. Stash clear will delete everything from the temporary shell. Stash clear will delete all the stashes from temporary shells. Now this should be clear for all. How do you stash this one? Simply move your changes from working directory to temporary shells.
Git stash list.
It will list all the stashes. It is easy to understand, right? This will list all the stashes. It will show all the changes.
All the changes at that stash. That stash.
Go through it and let me know any questions, any confusions. And
So
stash,
one simple question, maybe.
unstash is reverse. Okay, unstash is reverse to stash. Means whenever you say it is unstashing, it's like moving changes from temporary shells to working directory. Tell me, please.
Okay, this is only for unstashed file. Stashing works are only for unstaged changes, right?
Mm. Yes,
Okay.
this is all for unstaged changes, means changes which are there in your working directory, means not new files. Okay, you can stash or unstash unstaged changes in the working directory. You can also use this for untracked files, means new files. Okay, but you should use git stash minus u. U means untracked files. Generally, we do it for unstaged, so that's how it is. If you want to do it for untracked, it's possible with the minus u flag. This is all for unstaged only.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we clear with this summary of stash? Go through it for a minute, every command. Let me know any questions. If it is clear, please confirm me. You
I
can
have a
give thumbs
question.
up if it is clear.
Hello.
Anyone
So,
speaking?
hello. Yes, yes.
Mm.
So actually, we have committed something in a file and we didn't add it, and we just moved it to stash. Now we want to get it back and commit it. Means we want to get it from the stash. Then can we get whole data, or like we want to get only partial data? Is that possible? Like, or else we need to get whole data.
What is meant by whole data and partial data?
Means we have committed something, means like 2 lines or something. So we want to get only line 1. We don't want the line 2. Then
See, already that is committed. How can that be stashed? Unstaged changes will be stashed, not committed
yeah.
change. Two lines are there, 2 lines are committed. Where is the unstaged change in this file?
We haven't committed yet. We just put it in the stash. So we want to get it back from the
See,
stash.
let's
Then
1 second,
Hmm.
Raviteja. Let you have a file. There are 2 lines, line 1, line 2. Both of them committed or not?
uh, they put into stash right now. They have committed but not added actually. Like,
Committed, not added into staging area. How can we commit it?
we have just the data but not committed yet. We just put them in the stash right now, and we want to get it back from the stash. But I don't want full data. I want partially.
See, I did not understand. Your question is not proper as like you are saying unstashed, but what I can tell you is maybe what I understood is, let's say you have unstaged changes on a file, okay? Unstaged changes means, remember, already this file is in staging area and it is in the local repository. But there might be some modifications which were not added into staging area and not committed. Those are called unstaged changes. Okay. So now suppose you have stashed it.
Mhm. Yes.
Let's say this is your file. Okay. There were some lines here. Let's say some content. Okay. This is all added and committed. Now there is some new commit. I mean, new line. Let's say this is the new line. Okay, this is also some new lines are there. These are unstaged, uncommitted. Sorry, unstaged means not added and committed. So when you
Yes.
stash it, these two will be moved to the temporary shells.
Stash.
Okay,
Temporary shells.
and
Yes.
whenever you stash this,
Mhm.
yeah, whenever you stash this, they are moved to temporary shells. And a stash number is created like this. 1 second, please. Temporary shells, right? They are moved to temp. You get the stash number. Okay.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
whenever you are unstashing, you are using that stash number. Do you remember unstash command also uses that stash number? Let's say these 2 lines are
Yes.
stashed in this stash number. You unstash those 2 lines, you'll get it back. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's suppose this is the file I have. We did partial stash -p, right? -p is about stashing which file you want. That -p stash can be used to stash particular lines also. That is also possible. In that case, if you want only this line to be stashed, you can stash this one. You will get another stash number. You unstash that stash number, you will get the same line back. That way you
Okay,
can do
that-
even content also, line by line also. Got it?
I missed that concept. Yeah.
Is this your question?
Yes, this is.
Mm.
This is.
So you see the whole point here is you stash it. There is a stash number. You always unstash with the stash number. Whatever in that stash will be unstashed. So if you want to put only few lines, you have to stash only those few lines. You should get a stash number for only those few lines. Then when you unstash that stash number, you will get only those few lines. But not that from the stash you bring some of them. Got my point?
Yes, I answered this.
Yeah, you
I
should
forgot that there
stash.
are IDs to it. Yeah.
Stash ID, stash number, that's called stash number. So you
Stash
have
number.
to stash only these lines separately, then you unstash, you get only those lines.
Yes, yes. Perfect.
In this case, there might arise conflict, right? If he has made some changes in.
Yeah, you will get conflicts as well.
Okay.
And see, like whenever you are doing stash -p, okay, there were different flags. Y, N, S or no we are using. There is Q, A, D, E, question mark. Like you may also stash it into chunks. All those we never use it, but yeah, into chunks, like only this line, or else you want to stash the lines with which are having this particular word, kind of regular expression, while character search. You can also do that. There were different flags to support stashing a particular parts, chunks of your content. You don't need to go to that extent, but yeah, possible. Any more queries? All right, so that is all about stash. Maybe you do the hands-on so that you get more queries. You can come back with the queries in the next class as well. So that is about stashing. And today we have seen about branching, merging, and then stashing. Yeah. So there is one more important, far advanced concept called rebase. Okay, this is another advanced concept. Beginners are warned about this concept, like you should do it very carefully, rebasing the changes. So there are again different types of rebase, how we use it. So once we are done with this, we can go to remote. We did not go to remote repository set. If you remember, we were still on local repository. Okay, once we learn this rebase, we can go to remote. Shall I talk about this rebase? Good to go. I'll just give you an theoretical part today for rebase. Okay, hands-on we'll do tomorrow. Just an idea. Again, tomorrow, again, I'll give you an overview on this. But yeah, let me just help you understand this with a simple scenario. Rebase. To understand this rebase, I would like to have a use case. Let's say there's a master branch. There is some committee and commit beyond master. Then I made some B2 branch from master. Obviously, I will have this, correct? commit A, commit B. Okay, they were same, but now onwards, parallel development will start. Correct? So then what happened? I made some commit C here. I made some commit D on B2 branch. So parallelly development is happening. So after some time, I realized that I need to bring the changes from master to B2 branch. Means I want some changes from the C commit, let's say that's the one available there, right? So I want to bring this also B2. What should I do? What is that called as integrating changes from one branch to another? What is that called as?
Merge.
Merging.
Merge. So I can merge this. And after merging, the commit history of B2 will be like this. Agree with this, everyone? Have you noticed the new commits will be added as the topmost commit in the current branch? Have you noticed this? Yeah.
Yes.
This will what
Yes.
happens. Notice it. Okay. Whenever you are merging, observe this. Topmost latest commit.
And we
Okay.
don't get conflicts, right?
If there is no, why you don't get conflicts? It depends always, right? You can't generalize. You don't get conflict here. It depends. If there is no conflict, commit ID would be same like that. If there is a conflict, commit ID may be changed. You will get a different commit ID in case of conflicts. Observe that when you are doing hands-on. So first scenario is no conflict. Second scenario is conflict. If no conflict, same commit ID from master will be seen here. If there is a conflict, ID will change. Whether there is a conflict or whether there is no conflict, you can see that a new commit ID is added into the destination branch as a topmost commit ID. Correct? Always, whenever you merge, a new ID will be added into the destination branch as the latest commit. Means when you see the commit history, you can understand, okay, it assumes that this is the latest commit done in the branch. But is that the latest commit done in that branch? It is coming just because you are merging, isn't it? You are getting it just because you are merging. It's not that it's made in this branch. But I may need sometimes, I don't want it to be added like a topmost commit ID because it's not done in this branch. Ideally, it should be this way. C should come and sit in here, right? Means I don't want it to be added like a latest commit ID. I'm just integrating, bringing those changes. So I want C to be here. Means if someone or at some point of time I see the log history, I should see first parent commits, than the child commits. This is the parent branch. From this parent branch, I made the child branch, B2. So what I want to see is, I want to see first all the parent commits, then the child commits. Means I want to see clean linear log history. If you want to manage this kind of log history, right? Means you want to rewrite the log history in such a way that you will see all the parent commits and the child commits, and it will show you as though linear development is happening. If you want this kind of log history, then you should do rebase. Means what is rebase? Rebase is also a kind of merge. Functionality wise same, it's bringing changes from one branch to another branch. But it will also rewrite the log history in such a way that when someone sees the log history, they think linear development is happening. Linear development means development after one branch after the other. Means first parent branch is developed, then the child branch. So if you want to see that kind of linear log history, you go for rebase. If you merge, this is what happens. No conflict
But-
scenario. No conflict scenario also you will have a commit ID. Conflict scenario also you will have a commit ID, but a different one. Whatever it is, it would be added like a latest one. And if you see the log history in this case, you will see like this is from parent, this is from child, again this is from parent. Means it shows parallel development, which is actually happening. Parent, child, Again, parent. Okay, but I don't want this kind of log history. Maybe I have a simple project. I want to have clean linear log history. Clean linear log history if I want. That's where you do rebase. It avoids unnecessary merge commit IDs added into the destination branch as a topmost commits. That's where you go for rebase. Rebase is only for small projects. Okay, and also rebase is confined for local branches. Means if you have shared these branches with others, if you have pushed it with others, don't rebase. That's a thumb rule you have to remember. And this is the kind of rebase which is used very rarely. There is another kind of rebase on remotes which we'll use generally. We will also learn that, but this is the basic concept of rebase.
Yeah, Priti, concept is fine, but the content of the file will not be changed. It's only that commit IDs part which we are talking with the rebase,
Merge
right?
means content will change, right? So I'm saying rebase is also a kind of merge. Functionality wise same. It will integrate changes from one branch to another. Also, it will rewrite the log history. It's not just changing the log history. It's merging as well as rewriting the log history, which is called rebase.
Okay, but this will give after some point of time, this will give the false information, right? Because the actual match happened A, B, D, and C. But rebase is showing A, B, C, D. I mean,
Obviously,
that
that's what. If you want clean linear log history, that's what is rebase. It shows as though linear development is happening, but actually parallel development is happening.
okay.
Preeti, what is the thumb rule you mentioned just before some
Yeah,
time?
it should be done for local branches only. Like you shared it, you moved to remote, you shared with others, don't rebase because your log history will be different from the one on remote. It may just mess up the projects. But on remote, we do rebase in a different way. We will learn that. That's a different thing, pull with rebase. But the underlying concept is same.
Okay.
Any more questions? We'll do hands-on on this tomorrow, okay? So that we'll have this more clear, right? Just understand, okay, you have something like this. We'll do all of this. Like we'll have a branch master with two commits. Then we make a branch. Then we make a commit a C on master. Then we make a commit D on branch B2. Then we'll try to rebase. Meanwhile, before we go for hands-on on rebase, you please do hands-on till branching and merging at least. Okay, so that you can understand this better. And also whenever you are merging, observe how your commit IDs are changing, how new commit IDs are adding into the branch. Right? Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Today we have discussed these things. Branching, merging, yesterday we discussed. We have discussed today merging with conflicts. What is the reason for conflict? Okay, how to resolve the conflict. These are all the things we discussed. And then we discussed stash and rebase intro. So you have to work on these two things today. First, this part mandatorily, okay? So that you can understand rebase perfectly. And after rebase, yes, we will be going to our remote repositories GitHub. We did not go to remote till now. So after rebase, yes, it's a time we can go for rebase, remote repositories, right? Please do the hands-on, watch the recording, do the hands-on before you join the class. Also, quiz portal I have shown you. There are many questions on this merge conflicts. Please go through it as well. And from tomorrow, there'll be a new link created, like a joining link will be changed. So you can connect with Mr. Raj for all the details to continue the sessions. Any more queries you have, you can ask me. Have you all started the hands-on? Have you all installed Git and started hands-on? How many of you started? Can you raise the hand?
Yes, Preeti. Yeah.
I want everyone to do the hands-on. Can I see thumbs or hand raise? 11 people started. Good. How about others? How about rest? Okay, 12 people now. Others? How about others? Whoever
We'll
have
start
not
from the onwards,
started,
Preeti. I'll start from the onwards. Got stuck with some.
sure, sure. Yeah, others, whoever haven't started for various reasons, please get onto it. Okay, start doing the hands-on. If you're comfortable till this part, you can try with the branching and merging. Or else if you're completely new, start from the beginning, but please get started. That's from your end, okay? You have to start hands-on from your end. I'm explaining here, you have to get started with your hands-on, so that we can have interactive and more fruitful sessions when you do the hands-on rather than just coming to the class without doing hands-on. All right, thanks for the responses. Any more questions in any of the topics, today's topics or yesterday's topics? I'm open for questionnaire for the next 10 minutes. Any questions? Meanwhile, you can also take
What,
this.
Preeti, 1 second. So, what type of practical challenges can we express in this
These
particular
Git,
branching?
yeah, Git, we are learning Git first with respect to managing the files, means managing your projects, like how you manage your projects, be it a Kubernetes project or Terraform or Ansible, how you manage your files. We are learning it from this perspective. Okay, there is another perspective of learning it, integrating it in the CI/CD. We have to start that as well. Okay, first you have to learn from this perspective. So in this perspective, the questions, I mean, the challenges would be like, you might be seeing challenges in okay, cloning we did not see. So these are all whatever we have done is with respect to managing your project. So you might be seeing challenges with the conflicts, right? You might be trying to merge the branches, one branch to another. You may see conflicts here, or else whenever you're managing, you may try to revert the things. These are all the challenges you see in whatever perspective we have completed till now. Other aspect of it is like in the pipelines. In the pipelines, whenever they are pulling the code through the pipeline, they might be seeing missing credentials or credentials incorrect, or else when the repository is so huge, they may not be able to clone it. So those kind of challenges with respect to those pipelines. Okay, you will get the complete overview of that when we start at the pipelines. Tomorrow, once we start the remote, you will see few other challenges like conflicts from remote. How do you get conflicts from remote? How do you clone the repos? And whenever you are cloning, again, the same reason, credentials, permission issues, right? And then whenever you're
Mm-hmm.
pushing, you may have to pull other changes might be there. You have to pull before you push. These are all the things you come across. And the pipeline aspects are different. Once we complete remote, okay, we'll be starting with the Jenkins. And then once we get an understanding on Jenkins, we'll start the pipelines integrating Git with Jenkins. So see, it's not that one tool we are learning here, this tool is completed, let's move on to next. Every tool, whichever we are starting now, will be used throughout the course, like till the end, because in the pipeline, all of this are interlinked. So you will see various aspects of the tool. We are just in the beginning
Okay, ma'am.
learning how we are managing our files, but we'll be looking into many aspects of it.
Okay, there's one more thing. See, I see the Git architect roles nowadays. So, what can be different from the regular work? So, do
What
we
is
have
that?
so many activities in Git?
Sorry,
No,
I
I
missed it.
nowadays see nowadays I see Git architect roles.
డాడీ నువ్వు ఇంట్లో నడుచుకుంటూ
So what could be part of it?
Git architect roles. Maybe Git architect role in the sense they might be managing their own Git repositories. Like they may have their own data centers to host the repositories, version control systems, managing that infra, right? Managing the permissions, admin tasks, designing how the repositories should be, repository settings, all of that comes in. That is a different thing actually. That's not like specific to DevOps, but that's about admin Git managing this Git repos and all.
Okay. So now any automation can also be applied in this role, just in case if
See, that is
in
about
the Git
that
platform.
has various aspects, isn't it? Like you're talking about Git architect role where they are managing the backend part, right? Where this Git remote servers are hosted, how the permissions, repository settings and all. Right, there might be some automation involved in how they were handling those tasks. There might be some routine tasks for that. There might be an automation. Okay, but that's not purely DevOps. That's the infra part actually. Automation scripts to fine tune the things. That way it might be.
Okay. Okay. But AML also can be applied here, no? Any opportunities here?
What is that?
AML, artificial intelligence, machine
intelligence and
learning,
machine learning.
machine learning.
The machine learning is a different thing. Machine learning is a
Okay.
different thing. Here we are talking about automating some scripts, some tasks. Like let's say there's some routine tasks of cleaning up those servers at the back end. So they might be using some scripts I'm talking about. Machine learning is a different thing. It's a different technology.
No, the question is there any options here which could be implemented or
Which
that is
option?
not possible? No,
Options?
any artificial intelligence, machine learning opportunities. So in Git as well, is there anything applicable? The reason why I'm asking is I'm just trying to see any fine tuning which will happen again on this layer as well, which could reduce the jobs and other stuff.
Git as of I know Git whenever you're version controlling those things like managing those files should be done. You can automate it, but there's no point in automating it. As a developer or as a person who made those files, you should know when to commit or what to commit, right? You
Okay.
further
Yeah.
automated, you can automate. There's no big deal. Why do we need AI here? You can also automate with the simple scripts.
Simple steps. Okay. Okay, Priti. Thank you.
All right, then we'll close here. Okay, and we'll continue tomorrow.
One question.
Yes, please tell me.
Pretty, suppose we have the two branches, branch B1 and branch B2. Okay. In branch B1, I am creating the 4 files. File 1, file 2, file 3, file 4. In a branch B1, B2, created 2 files, file 1 and file 2. If required, we can fetch the file 3 and 4 in branch B2 directly.
First of all, when it's called merge, right? You mean to say it is merge. Yeah.
Okay.
See, whenever you are merging, you will never merge the files. You will merge the commits. So there might be some commit where these file 3, file 4 are merged. So you merge it, you get that commit into this branch. Whenever you are merging one branch to another, commits from one branch to another will also be like a kind of merged. So these files might be committed to some commit ID. Whenever you merge it, you get that commit ID. See, try to do the hands-on ones, okay, on whatever scenario you're talking about. Still any questions, let me know tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, then. Thanks, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Preeti.
you too.